Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
And today we're bringing again our week 2 NFL predictions. And you know we got to start with our M&R 5 prime time matchups. Malcolm.
Hey, so before we even start, I understand that we have a 7-9 record to start, but still bear with me. I'm able to get over this hump from this under 500 record. And by next week, y'all should be able to trust me a lot more. But first, we're going to start with the Bills and Dolphins game. I'm going with the Bills. I think that the Bills' last game, they played against the Steelers. And I don't know, they just play real different against the Steelers all the time. And I think that this is going to be a division matchup. This is going to be the first division matchup of the season. I think that Josh Allen will play a lot better. He played horribly. He played like he wanted to lose last game. And I think that with Stephon Diggs and Emmanuel Sanders, who played a good game last game, I think that can be able to work out. One thing that they have to do is be able to establish that run game. They struggled with run game last year, and it looked like they're going to struggle this year, but they have to find a way to establish it. But at the end of the day, I think that they're going to be able to beat the Bills, the Dolphins, because I don't think the Dolphins are going to be able to generate a lot of points on the board, to be honest, to beat the Bills.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this game is in Miami, so I really did want to pick the Dolphins, and Will Fuller is back this week. So this is a very possibly high-flying offense with you have Will Fuller, Waddle, Devontae Parker, and Preston Williams. So they're giving Tua a lot to work with. He really needs to win this game. I'm just not predicting him to do it because I don't have the faith in Tua. Now, could he go out there and have a big game, prove us all wrong? Yes, he can. I'm just not gonna be the guy that says it. So I'm going to pick the Bills. Like Malcolm already said, Josh Allen didn't have his best first week. But, I mean, was Pittsburgh a top 3 defense at minimum, if not the best defense in the NFL? Depends on who you talk to. So, literally, that's not a good week 1 matchup. And we know Ben's arm is at peak shape week 1. So, not the best matchup for any team, especially not Josh Allen, who's probably trying to pick up where he left off last year. So now to our number 2 matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Seattle Seahawks. This one is in Seattle. So for this matchup, I have the Seattle Seahawks, which was hard because everyone knows I've been going hard for the Titans and I'm starting 0-2. It's not good for my narrative. But we're not about narratives on this show, so I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks because they looked really good last week. Dwayne Brown got his money and he looked like he got his dang money. He played really, really good last week because we all know the Colts, even though they don't have a marquee pass rusher, they always find a way to rush the passer. DK Metcalf really didn't do anything last week, and they still went pretty big. Lockett looks like how he's looked every year when we underrate him every single season. So, and the defense didn't look terrible. The corners are very suspect. But the other players and Bobby Wagner is leading that unit. So hopefully they won't be a bottom 5 unit and they can pull out the win.
Yeah, I was looking at the Titans, and I like their offense, but I have to go with Seattle, too. Seattle, they always play good in the beginning of the year. They always do, every year. They start off very good. And I don't think this year is going to change at all. I think they're going to start off with a very good start. The Titans' defense is really bad. I mean, I knew that Arizona would, like last week I said that Arizona was going to win because they're going to expose it, but I didn't know it was going to be that bad of what they did. I didn't know it was going to be that bad at all. Exactly. So now you're playing against a Seahawks offense who has Chris Carson. When he's healthy, Chris Carson is one of the best running backs in the league right now. And he played good last week. I know that he's going to play good this week, which is going to open play action passes for, guys like in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Russell Wilson's going to have another MVP candidate type of season, and this is a game that's going to better further his case, to be honest.
Facts. And this game is in Seattle, which we all know with fans this year should be fun. Should be very fun.
Oh, yeah. Should be real fun.
Now, for our next matchup and another primetime matchup is the Dallas Cowboys versus the newly Los Angeles Chargers in LA. Malcolm, what do you have to say about this game?
Hey, I think I have to go with the Chargers on this one. I know everybody's like, why are you not picking? You just not picking Cowboys because you watch this film. No, I seen what Justin Herbert did with that elite defense last week. So just imagine what he's going to do against the Cowboys defense, losing DeMarcus Lawrence.
Tragic.
Now, Justin Herbert is looking like a star, to be honest, right now. And to be honest, that offensive line looks way more improved than it has been. And I've talked about it last week of how their offensive line improved with Rashawn Slater and Bulaga and all the guys that they brought in.
Yeah.
And last week, they had the lowest pressure percentage among Justin Herbert had the lowest pressure percentage among quarterbacks last week against the Washington defensive line, which makes it even more crazy to think about. But playing against the Cowboys, I feel like this is going to be more of a shootout. And I just think that the Chargers with Austin Eckler, they can be able to control the game and be able to win this game.
Yeah, very, very tragic Cowboys team right now. Out DeMarcus Lawrence, you're supposed to be starting corner that you drafted in the second round. He has a groin injury. The safety's not supposed to play. Not looking good for defense at all. Oh, your starting defense tackle is also out in the preseason. Just not looking good at all. And then we all know that the Cowboys not win the game. They haven't scored 30 points since 2018. It's 2021. It's been so literally, it's literally Dak or bust. Like if Dak is not MVP level play, the Cowboys just don't win the game, basically. So it's going to be a lot for them to pull it off. I just don't think they'll start 0-2, so I'm going to pick the Cowboys. This is actually an upset because they are 4-point dogs in this game. And the Cowboys are a second straight road game because they started off in Tampa. So this is 2 games where they're doing 2 road games. Should be a very hard game. I expect Herbert to throw at least 350 this game. That is my bold prediction. But I expect Dak to throw about 400 as well. Hopefully Ezekiel Elliott looks like a top 15 running back. I mean, that's what I'm going to say he's going to do. But hopefully him or Pollard have to be a top 10 tandem this week for the Cowboys to win. If they are not, it will not be able to happen. And good luck. Joey Bosa is going to show you why he's the best defensive end in the league this week.
Definitely is. He showed it last week. I think that running game for the Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott will be able to get off a better start. I know last week we played against Tampa Bay. They're one of the best run defenses in the league. But Chargers, their run defense, especially last week against Washington, was a little, questionable. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Playing against a new Cowboys team with a very good offensive line, still, even though that your right tackle is out, Al Collins, I still think that your offensive line is still, good, still decent to be able to establish a run game, especially with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in the back. I just think that y'all have a chance, but the defense is really going to hurt y'all, especially with Justin Herbert throwing dimes, to be honest.
For sure. Herbert is 100% a star. It's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's a star. He's a star quarterback. I don't question it. But now to our next and one of our last 2 primetime matchups, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. Now, for this game, I'm going to go with the Rams. This game is in Indianapolis, but the Rams just looked really good last week. Like maybe not the best test or whatever, but Stafford is looking very top 12, top 13 QB. McVay is if the 2 best offensive play caller in the league. I mean, Shanahan is very good, but we see what he does in 4th quarters. Even last week, you saw that. So you have that guy, and the defense still looks good. They lost one of the best defensive coaches in the league, and the defense still looks elite. And good God, they're letting Jalen Ramsey travel now. So good luck to whoever you think your number 1 wide receiver is, because he can't hide. There's no hiding from that man. So I'm going to pick the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, the Colts really disappointed me last week. I really had high hopes for them last week, but something I had to understand: the Colts, they never win week 1. They never win week 1 games. Like ever since Frank Reich became head coach, even before, they just never won it. So, but this week, I don't think they're going to win this week too. The Rams just look too good. And then the fact that Matthew Stafford look very comfortable in a Sean McVay type of offense, it looks dangerous. This team is really dangerous right now. Aaron Donald looks mid-season form. Jalen Ramsey's doing what he has to do. I feel like the Rams running game will be able to open up so they can create opportunities like guys in Robert Woods and Deshaun Jackson. Tyler Lockett killed the Colts last week based on his speed and stuff like that. Just imagine we bring in Robert Woods, Jefferson, Deshaun Jackson. Just imagine that. You're opening up Cooper Kupp underneath. It's just going to be a long game for the Colts again, and they have to find something. They have to stop the running game, which they didn't last week because Chris Carlson was gashing them through the middle. And now you have this week when you have Darrell Henderson, and he had a decent game last week.
Yeah.
He had over six yards a pop. So just imagine this week and what he's going to do with more opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. Darrell Henderson is definitely a name to watch for the rest of the season and see what he does. Because we all know Cam Akers is out. So there goes some fantasy advice for the lovely fans out there. Darrell Henderson. Now, to the next game, we have the Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. What do you think about this one, Malcolm?
It got to be the Chiefs, man. The Baltimore Ravens, I see what they're doing, but against the Raiders, it just gave me a lot of questions. Derek Carr throwing for over 400 yards, 435 yards last game.
No Marcus Peters.
Can you even name me his number one receiver? No. That screams a big red flag for this defense, for Baltimore Ravens defense, especially their secondary. When Marcus Peters gone, it looks like it's more of a problem for them, and then they have to fix it. Another thing is for Ravens and their offensive side, Lamar Jackson looks great, but he do need some more receivers. Yeah, he needs Rashawn Bateman back, and we can see it. And I just don't think that they will have enough to be able to play against the Chiefs and at least win the game. I don't think they will have enough to win that game. Tyrann Mathieu is coming back next week, so we should see a better defense. Yeah, it's just the Chiefs. That's all I'm going to say. It's the Chiefs.
Yeah. One of our things we talk about in the preseason, we talk about Chris Jones moving to DN. This, he's very good. He's a very good player. Like, you don't just change positions and it's just like nothing to you. Like, he's elite now at that position as well. Maybe he might be underrated even down now. He's just that good of a player. And Tyrann Mathieu needs to get written a blank check. We see what the defense look like with this guy. No matter what the stats say, this man is a defensive leader of the team. Clearly, they just respond to him being on the field. He does like 3 roles. He's a strong safety. He's your free safety. He can play slot corner. He's a great tackler. He's a good leader. He makes a big difference. And I'm one of the many reasons why I think the Chiefs will beat the Ravens this week, even though the game is in Baltimore.
Most definitely. But I think the Chiefs are going to be able to win this one. It should be easy.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we're going to be moving on to the other teams. We want to show you all of your other teams' love. Before we do that, make sure you do subscribe, like, and comment. Now, for our first game, we have Malcolm's favorite team. We have the Washington football team versus the New York Giants. What do you think, Malcolm?
Washington football team.
I am also going to pick the Washington football team in a Ronald's surprise of the week. I'm picking it. Now, next matchup, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Chicago Bears.
The Bengals.
I also have the Bengals in the upset, which is surprising because the Bengals are upset.
Yeah,
a 4-point dog in this game. You bet Bengals this week. All right. Now, this should be very easy, I think. It is the Houston Texans versus the Cleveland Browns.
The Browns, most definitely.
For sure, the Browns, though you say that it should be a blowout. Now, New England Patriots versus New York Jets.
Patriots.
This also, I don't think will be close at all. So, we'll see what happens. Now, we have the 49ers versus the Eagles.
49ers.
I have the 49ers. And we're going to, a lot of Eagles fans have been giving us a lot of stuff this week. We want the same energy.
Yeah. I definitely want to hear it next week. Most definitely.
For sure. Now we have the Raiders versus the Steelers.
Steelers.
Sadly, I have to pick the Steelers as well. Raiders, great week. Don't believe in it for week 2. Now for the next matchup, we have the
I might do an upset. I'm going to do the Raiders.
Flipping.
I'm going to do the Raiders.
Okay. We're having a flip. Now we have, we're going to do 2 matchups. I think these are both really good games, which are the Saints versus the Panthers and the Falcons versus the Bucks.
So I have the Saints, and then I have the Bucks.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to pick the Panthers here, but Jameis Winston I just love when the black quarterback wins. He threw 5 touchdowns. I can't pick against this man. I cannot pick against Jameis Winston. So I have to go Saints, and the Falcons I think are frauds. So I'm 100% going to pick the Bucks. Now, for our last 2 matchups, we have the Broncos versus the Jaguars and Lions Packers. I don't think these are hard at all.
Broncos and then Packers.
Yeah, Broncos Packers. I think that NFC North might be even worse than NFC East. So the Packers should be able to easily win this division. I think we both agree on that.
Definitely.
Now, I mean, I think we did pretty good in this episode. We got through this episode pretty fast for y'all. We gave y'all some betting points. We gave y'all our top 5 matchups. Now we're going to see whose record shows who actually won this week, though.
I want y'all to understand. Pick me. Be able to trust in my predictions because I'm going to give y'all some money. And y'all going to see the overall record is going to be a lot better than Ron. Keep on playing. Come on.
Now, we're going to see about that one. But again, make sure to subscribe, share, comment, and like the video. Drop what you think is going to happen in the comments. Malcolm.
And follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at Malc and Ron Show. We post a lot of things on Instagram and Twitter, so stay tuned in, y'all.
For sure. All right.
All right, see y'all.